morning and welcome to a not quite sunny Devonshire. It's not cold, it's just a little bit drizzly. It's been raining overnight. We have had the most amazing time down here with our friends. Well, one of them was an old friend, and then her partner is our new friend, and we've had a fabulous time together. We've done Devon, we've travelled around, we've been to a few beautiful country pubs, and we just had a great time sort of seeing a lot of the places that we spent our earlier years in when we were in the UK, where we lived in Devon. It's beautiful countryside, not quite this deep in the countryside, but you know what I'm saying. We lived in this area, and well, it's nearly time for us to leave. We're going to go out later for Sunday lunch, and then we'll have to drive back up into Somerset. So we're leaving God's country, going into Somerset. Hello everybody, and welcome. Today I am mostly going to be waiting while my mother's car gets MOT'd, because as we're using her car at the moment. Right, so mother's car's getting MOT'd. Let's tell you what's going on in the world. Haven't really been making that many vlogs, but we have been busy. So here's the situation. We are trying to buy a camper van. Not something you see much of in Malaysia, I know, but in the UK they are everywhere. And the reason we're trying to buy a camper van is because we have nowhere to live in England. We're staying with my mother at the moment, but that's not really, suitable for us or for her. She's nearly 80, and she doesn't really want her 60-year-old son and daughter-in-law living in her house, I'm sure. Just as we don't really wish to be living with my mother in my childhood home. It's a bit ridiculous and a bit sad. So we're looking for vans, camper vans. Trouble is, they are super popular in England right now because everybody's having staycations, leaving holidaying in England or in Great Britain rather than going overseas. So we are trying to find one, and it's very difficult. £10,000 seems to get you a 30-year-old camper van that's not very good at all. Or you go the other route, which we buy a van and convert it yourself, which is probably 2 to 3 months of solid work and a lot of money. So we're looking for a van. We've been driving. We've been probably for the last 2 weeks driving, looking through adverts, driving all around the area looking at vans without much success, to be fair. Still looking. We went to a van place, literally the space was just filled with vans, nose to tail. Unfortunately, first time we went there, the owner was there and we could look at some of the vans. But we went back with my brother-in-law, who's a mechanic, to check out the vans, and of course the owner was not there. So though we could look at the vans, we couldn't start them or move them, which is no good. So we'll have to probably go back there again if we want to look at vans there, but make sure that we make an appointment. Van life isn't an easy choice, because obviously you're living in a space that's not as much bigger than the size of a bed, and it means you're stuck with each other 24/7, aren't you? But here's the deal. We don't know how long we're going to be stuck in England for, and we don't know if after that clears up we'll be staying in England or going back to Malaysia or elsewhere. And if we spend, let's say, for argument's sake, a year in hotels, hotel rooms in England are going to cost us a minimum 50 quid, probably a lot more than that. Start adding that money up every night. It's a bucket full of money. And the problem is, you'll never get the money back. You don't always park in a campground for the night, because they cost money as well. Do a thing called stealth camping. You just find a quiet street, park up overnight, stay there, and in the morning, before the world wakes up, you move on and continue your travels. But this thing we're just walking past here is exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Camper van that can sort of blend in to a degree, not be too obvious that you're effectively living on the street. We are what I believe is going to be classed as homeless, but not helpless. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you can usually sell a van on and get some of your money back. Even with a small loss on the van, it's still doing well. And that's what we may do. So, anyway, car's in the MOT station. I've got an hour to burn, so I'm just going to wander around shops until I go and pick up the car. Hopefully it won't have too much needs doing to it. Malaysia, MOT is proof that the car is roadworthy. Has to be done every year, and it gets stricter and stricter every year, so they fail you for everything. Give them a chance. This might be what we're looking at. No, this is a Volkswagen. This is a Volkswagen. Volkswagens, for some reason, are ridiculously expensive. Especially the older ones, like the combis. You can pay £20,000 for a combi, or up to £40,000 for a combi, even though they're 50 years old. It's ridiculous, and there's no space. So, you find us down in Devon. It's a beautiful sunny Thursday, and we've been looking at Cornwall. We're in St Austell, just outside St Austell, a place called Roche, and we're looking at this Iveco. Brilliant, thank you. 9 paces long. What's my wife thinking?
Well, it's got everything you need. I don't quite know how the bed works, but
Alright, so
it's all worked out.
nice cab. Seats, yucky, but hey, it's bloody long. It's 9 steps long. It's 9 meters long, hopefully.